I don't have words to express. The picture quality is really good. The presentation is good. And I'm very happy and very impressed to see the sketch. I have seen one sketch of Nandi Hill has been made in the very initial pages. That's give a very good feel. And
Hello and welcome to SGSH publication. So today we are having Rabinder Prasad sir with us. Firstly, I would like to congratulate you, sir, for having your book published with us.
thank
And
you.
now your book, My Visit to Nandi Hills, is already published and is available on all the platforms. So how are you feeling, sir?
Feeling quite delighted, feeling grateful to the entire team of SGSH Publications. My highest level of regards and sincere, heartfelt thanks to Divya ma'am, the CEO, your Jyoti madam and Sakshi madam, and all those people who are behind the scene, all printers, everyone involved in the making of this wonderful book. I'm very much grateful from the very bottom of my heart. I express my profound gratitude to all of them who have done such a wonderful work, and I'm really very pleased, very happy.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And it's my honor to be interviewing you over here. So, you are a person with a very immensely strong academic background. So, at first, I would like to know from you a little bit about yourself. So, kindly tell our audience about this.
Well, see, it's very difficult to define yourself or myself or anybody whosoever. If you ask any student, how is Ravinder sir, or how do I teach, or what is my academic background, so they may express more. Because, see, everyone would say something better about oneself. Even if I have to say, when I was an IAS aspirant in the country, at that moment, almost 20 years ago, I used to feel I'm the best. So that would be a sort of exaggeration. When I go into the anywhere, be it a classroom or anywhere, I feel as if that I'm the best. So that might be kind of like it's human nature, human ego, human nature, human issues are there. So as far as my background is concerned, I was born in a village of Bihar. I was hardly 3 year old when we all migrated in city Kolkata. I studied here in Calcutta. So I have got exposure from cosmopolitan atmosphere, mixing with all diverse culture, and then subsequently, be it a Bihari element, maybe perhaps a North Indian element, that we all aspire for the civil services. So 2 times I qualified. So in academics, I won't say it was my first choice. It was a kind of like after rejecting IPS in the Dr. Bhuralal board, which was offering me and insisting me, why don't you join IPS and all? And I declined because I have from economics background. So I was mostly concerned with the RBI, WTO, IMF, finance ministry, all kind of things which are involved with economics. So I was not very much willing to go for any other services. So I simply refused. So in the second time also, I was very much like radical in my views. So I was given 60 marks out of 300 just to eliminate me from the cadre. Okay, and that's still a kind of record. It's triple line in the overall marks. So someone who may be working somewhere, they have got 50 marks less, 80 marks less. So then I decided to pursue academics because being a bachelor, I like reading, writing, thinking, moving all around 20 states. I have traveled almost everywhere. So nook and corner from north to south and west to east. So to be very honest, I won't say I teach. Mostly I try to motivate and I try to explain my subject through real world, through real examples. Like if you eat a sweet or a samosa or any kind of whatever you are doing, so you are involved with your subject economics. So if you are a physicist, you can relate it with the universe, with the stars, with the moon, with anything like what we all see. So as far as my academics is concerned, I have worked as a history teacher, I have worked as an English teacher, I have worked as a general studies faculty in the UPSC tutorials. I have worked as economics. So I love all subjects, and for me, like I really enjoy. So I never feel as if that I'm working 365 days. I keep on teaching, keep on working, keep on moving from one state to the other. and life is a journey, and that's what I have talked about in my book.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So, coming
yeah.
to your book, the name itself seems to be really interesting, and I just want to know at first, starting from the name, like how did you come to like every title that we give to our book has a story of its own. So that is why I want to know
Yeah.
from you, like why did you choose this particular Nandi Hills as your title for this book?
Let's see. Firstly, we need to understand that we are all in journey. We are all traveler.
Yeah.
We are all tourists. If you assume that the earth is a spaceship, then we are all co-passengers.
Okay.
If you have a broader vision, broader spectrum, broader outlook, if you see life in a very higher dimension, you will feel that the earth is a host and we are all guests. So we are all traveling. Traveling can be of two types. Journey can be of two types. One is when you go somewhere, you visit a temple, maybe in Vaishno Devi, maybe Tirupati, maybe Sirdi, maybe Mathura, maybe Vaishno Devi, maybe your Guwahati, Kamru Kamakhya. I have been all such places. Maybe Pushkar, maybe Ajmer Sharif, maybe anywhere. So one visit is your visit that you visit physically. You visit a place physically. You may visit during summer vacation somewhere to a relatives house. That's a physical visit.
Yeah.
And then there is a metaphysical way. That means the journey within ourselves. So the word Nandi itself, it's a very larger than like concept, because Nandi is all about focus, about discipline,
Yeah.
about your attention, about loyalty, about perseverance, about patience, about strength, about vigor. The word Nandi, it's a very huge concept. Nandi. If you relate it with an idea of spirituality or religion with Lord Shiva, you may have one dimension only. You may feel as if that, okay, Nandi is the gatekeeper of Lord Shiva, that's it. But in this context, I would like to add on with an example that in India, all of us, we are aware about this story of Mahabharata,
Yeah.
that when Dronacharya was teaching all the Pandavas and the Kauravas and everyone,
Mhm.
that almost everyone in the Kauravas, everyone in the Pandavas, almost every student, and Drona was asking just one thing, that what do you see there? And someone was saying, I am seeing leaves, I am seeing branches, I
Yeah.
am seeing the tree. And it was Arjuna only who saw the bird's eye.
Yes.
So my responsibility as an author is over. I have written the book. And
Yeah.
SGSH publication has done a wonderful work, wonderful job. The pictures, the quality, almost everything. I'm very happy. Now I have done my moral duty, moral responsibility. SGSH publication has done on its part the moral duty, moral responsibility. Now, just like the Arjuna, now it's the moral duty and the moral responsibility of the reader to find in between the lines. If you relate Nandi just as a geographical place, then it is a very limited perception, very limited idea. Then, okay, Nandi is a hill and this is just a tourist spot. So, this is in Karnataka, and we may go there for picnic or for watching beautiful glimpses of sunrise or sunset. So, this is just like watching the tree and the branches and the leaves and not seeing the bird's eye, what Arjuna had seen that. So, the word Nandi need to be decoded, need to be understood, need to be what to say, thoroughly examined, that why did I use the word Nandi. So the word Nandi is a very huge concept, because you are relating not with the gatekeeper or someone associated with the Lord Shiva's cult, but Nandi signifies tells you about patience, perseverance, as I've already spoken about.
Yes.
So there is a spirituality, And in a larger, broader outlook, it's beyond that. It's a kind of compass for your life. You can navigate your human life journey with the word, because that will help you in your journey as an individual. And that's why I have used the word Nandi. And while even choosing some of the tourist spot, especially to, as a, I do not know, maybe perhaps you haven't gone through the book. If you will go through the book, you will find that it's a tribute to my father.
Yes.
But it's not only about relationship. I have infused the idea of literature, history,
Yes.
polity. There is a, like a story about Jawaharlal Nehru, about
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi, about Tipu Sultan, about some of the great scholars from different academics, like your some scientist or some your poet. So I have tried to make it a kind of amalgam. So when you say that this is just a Nandi Hills, so this is not a tourism book. It's
Yes.
not about those who wish to go somewhere. It's about someone who is willing to for an awakening. Just like in Renaissance, people realize that the energy need to be diverted from divinity to humanity. Just like 2600 years ago, the consciousness of Lord Buddha, the consciousness of Mahavira, the Confucianism, all kind of religion emerged 2600 years ago.
Yes.
So I have tried to make this book in such a way that whatever you seek, you will get it. If you wish to see, get entertainment, you will get it. Emotions, there is, because more than 80 pictures are there. I have done paragliding, I have done all
Yes.
kind of means I have mentioned about, and
Yes.
some suspense remains. So just by going by the title, don't judge
Yeah.
the book by its cover.
Bilkul.
Don't judge the book by its cover. I think everyone would love it, and it's a must read book for everyone. It's a must read book for everyone. And at least those who love me, those who like me, those who have seen my way of teaching, my way of explanation, they would definitely, I know, they would be buying like anything. They are there. So don't go by the title. I'm very vocal. I'm very talkative. Okay, I can take 4 classes all at a stretch, and I really enjoy. So my visit to Nandi Hills is not only about the Nandi, it's beyond Nandi. It's about the ideas, it's about the attributes, it's about discipline, it's about strength, it's about lots of things which you will find in the book.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing,
Yeah.
sir. So yes, this book is itself very amazing. Like I was going through it. Obviously, I didn't read it fully because that would not be right to read it right now. So
Okay.
that's why I read it. And जो starting में ही जिस तरीके से the way you have mentioned the things and tried to
Hmm.
like not just make it a book जो कि it is a semi autobiography kind of a book जिसमें आपने अपने
Hmm.
फादर और अपने रिलेशन की भी बात की है एंड along with
हाँ.
that you have mentioned so many things like जैसे कि हम माई
Hmm.
एक्सपेरिमेंट विद ट्रूथ गांधी जी की बुक की
हाँ,
बात
हाँ.
करते हैं जवाहरलाल नेहरू की बुक की बात करते हैं सो ऑल दैट थिंग आई
Yes.
थिंक दिस इज समथिंग
Hmm.
लाइक एवरीथिंग वी आर गोइंग टू गेट इनसाइड दिस बुक सो
हाँ.
on that point I would like to ask you one thing like this book is about your relationship with your father and everything that you have gone through in
Mhm.
this experience so just tell us
Mhm.
something about your father and how he has influenced your life.
See, I think in every middle class
Yeah.
family, बेटे और बाप में झगड़ा होता ही है. खास तौर से I feel like कि if you're watching television too much, your father is bound to like say
Yes.
something like very harsh words and all. और मैं 13 साल की उम्र से मैंने टेलीविजन देखना छोड़ दिया. Okay, I stopped watching television. My father rebuked to such an extent, like, and he scolded me. And since then, I said I promised to myself. And when I promise to myself, so I do a kind of commitment, and I always stick to that. Like if I think my definition of courage or my definition of relationship, मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ कि अगर करेज अगर है तो अगर ठंड में अगर आप 4 बजे सुबह उठ के पढ़ सकते हो, that's also courage. Killing someone is not a courage.
Definitely.
You
Yeah.
wake up early in the morning at 4 o'clock if you can study. So my relationship with my father was just exactly like any middle class family, where the son asks for higher things, more favor, more toys, more kind of things. I've been very blessed, but being a part of the joint family where lots of children were there,
Yeah.
lots of people were involved. So just one variable in economics terminology, one factor cannot be, it's not between me and my father. Definitely other people will come into picture. I have never mentioned a single word about my younger sister, about my mother, about my grandfather, anybody whosoever, but they are all the part of the family. So it's not about the equation. Whatever I have written, it's about individualistic perception. My perception as my father means as a son. लेकिन मुझे लगता है हर एक इंसान की एक अपनी उनकी चैलेंजेस होती हैं। तो मेरे फादर की चैलेंजेस रही होगी कि उन्होंने मुझे ज़्यादा समय नहीं दिया जो मैं ऐसे फील करता था एज अ चाइल्ड, कि he was more busy with some other work, or maybe on like always going to work and not meeting me. So it's a mixed kind of things. But then also मुझे लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं there was a concern, there was admiration, there was a love. ये मैं आज आपके इस प्लेटफॉर्म पे शेयर करना चाहूंगा कि मेरे बर्थ के लिए मेरे फादर ने बिहार में जो सुल्तानगंज है, जहां से लोग जल लेते हैं, कांवरिया लोग जल लेते हैं, माय फादर वाज अ हार्डकोर शेविट। तो मेरे बर्थ के लिए उन्होंने 120 किलोमीटर, मेरी माँ ने उनके डेथ के बाद बताया कि 120 किलोमीटर वो पैदल सुल्तानगंज से बाबा धाम देवघर जल ढालने गए थे। Okay, like just, and he prayed that I need a son and give me a son. And being like we are two means brother sisters, हम लोग दो भाई बहन हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरी जो रिलेशन थी मेरे फादर से, वो एक जैसे फ्रेंड जैसे होते हैं। मैंने लिखा भी है कि दो यूनिवर्सिटी स्टूडेंट अगर वो किसी यूनिवर्सिटी लाइब्रेरी में पढ़ते हैं, तो हो सकता है कि वो कहीं ना कहीं उनमें बॉन्डिंग हो, लेकिन उनको समझ में उनके सब्जेक्ट्स आते नहीं है। Like one student pursuing chemistry and the other student reading history. So maybe perhaps they won't be able to exchange like their notes, because history notes cannot be exchanged with chemistry notes, and chemistry notes cannot be exchanged with your geography or with economics. But there is a bonding. तो मेरी relationship को define करना मुझे आज भी लगता है कि अभी तक मेरे family के लोगों में भी इस बात का ये था। It would be very personal to share it on this public platform. ज्यादातर लोग शेयर नहीं करते, लेकिन मैंने बुक में लिखा है कि मेरे फादर ने जब ही वांटेड टू एडमिट मी इन अ बोर्डिंग स्कूल, एंड मैंने सीजर से कैंची से उनका पैंट जो है वो 1 इंच काट दिया था। एंड देन और वो बहुत गुस्सा हुए थे कि तुमने मेरा ये पैंट कैंची से काट दिया। और आई वाज 6 years old एट दैट टाइम। मैं 6 साल का था। तो मैं बहुत, मुझे फील होता मैं बहुत बदमाश था। मे बी परहैप्स आई वाज वेरी एडमेंट। फिर मुझे अभी भी याद है कि जब मेरे फादर के मुस्टैच हेयर वाइट होने लगे, उनके बियर्ड वाइट होने लगे, मेरी उम्र रही होगी 12-14 साल रही होगी जो भी, तो मुझे लगता था कि ही शुड बी क्लीन शेवन रादर देन हैविंग सम योर black beards or combination of white and all. So maybe perhaps being the only son, and that too with adamant, and मेरी पर्सनालिटी जो मेरी हर इंसान की वीकनेसेस होती है, मैंने उसमें बार बार लिखा है कि आई हैव माई फ्लॉज। तो मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं माई फादर was a kind of friend for me. He was a kind of friend for me, and I could criticize him very openly, and he could also criticize me very openly. We were very vocal. Like जो उनको कहना रहता था वो कह देते थे, और मेरे भी दिल में जो बात रहती थी मैं भी उनको कह देता था। तो उनके साथ मेरी जो बॉन्डिंग थी वो फादर और सन से बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ के थी। और मैं उनको ओपनली क्रिटिसाइज करता था फॉर मेनी थिंग्स मदर के सामने, और जो एक डिसेंसी के पैरामीटर्स को क्रॉस कर जाती थी। और मेरे फादर भी मुझे बहुत झाड़ लगाते थे। और मुझे याद है कि आईसीएसई एग्जाम्स के बाद समर वेकेशंस में मैं 12 बजे सो के उठता था आफ्टर माय क्लास 10 एग्जामिनेशंस। और एंड ही वाज एन अर्ली राइजर, जो इंसान 4:30 बजे उठा है सुबह में, और जिनका दोपहर का खाने का टाइम हो रहा है और मैं उठ रहा हूँ, और उनकी इच्छा रहती थी कि कभी मेरे साथ भी ब्रेकफास्ट हो जाए उनका। लेकिन आई डू नॉट रिमेम्बर दैट वी हैव शेयर्ड ब्रेकफास्ट टुगेदर। मे बी परहैप्स डिनर उनके साथ हुआ है, लेकिन कभी ब्रेकफास्ट नहीं हो पाया। फिर उन्होंने ही वाज वेरी ऑब्सेस्ड विद सनराइज। तो नंदी हिल्स जाने का पर्पस ये था। और पैराग्लाइडिंग भी मैंने इसलिए की, मैं पूरा फास्टिंग में था, 24 घंटा, 24 आवर्स आई वाज इन फास्टिंग, and from morning till your evening, or and I'm proud of my father. I'm very proud about my father, because he was born in a very backward village where there was no electricity, where there was no like school, और फिर वो यहाँ आए, उन्होंने फिर यहाँ पे कुछ पढ़ाई की। फिर फैमिली सर्कमस्टांसेस होते हैं, एंड आई थिंक जो भी बिहारी फैमिली है वो समझते हैं कि बिहार अभी इतना बदनाम है, तो 50-70 साल पहले तो और ऑब्वियसली, लाइक, तो इट्स डिफिकल्ट टू एक्सप्लेन। लाइक, मैं सही बोलूं तो ये बुक मेरे लिए एक बुक नहीं है उस तरह से, क्योंकि मैं जब भी लिखूंगा तो मेरी सब्जेक्ट इकोनॉमिक्स है। इससे पहले भी मेरी बुक्स आई, डायलेमा ऑफ मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स आई हैव रिटन। आई एम आल्सो वर्किंग ऑन अदर प्रोजेक्ट्स, अदर रिसर्च, national as well as international, and obviously मेरे लिखने का जो भी रहेगा वो मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक्स पे ही रहेगा। तो इट इज आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स। दिस इज लाइक, आई एम नॉट अ पोएट, आई एम नॉट लाइक दैट काइंड ऑफ राइटर फ्रॉम ह्यूमैनिटीज बैकग्राउंड की, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर से मैंने पढ़ाई की, उस तरह से नहीं है। तो ये बहुत मुश्किल है, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू से। इस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में मैं एक बात बोलूंगा आपसे, कि किसी प्रोफेसर को 75 साल की उम्र में, 80 साल की उम्र में नोबेल प्राइज मिला था, और एक रिपोर्टर ने उनसे जाके पूछा था, वन रिपोर्टर केम एंड आस्क्ड हिम that can you please explain in 5 minutes what exactly you have done. And then the professor looked at him and said, you are asking me to explain in 5 minutes, and I have worked on this project for 50 years. And after doing 50 years, I have done this, and you are asking me to explain. So I will be completing 49 on 1st August. I will be 49 on 1st August 2026. So it's a kind of like 48 years of relationship with my father since childhood. बचपन से भी मेरी मेमोरी थोड़ी शार्प है, तो मुझे हर चीजें याद रहती हैं। आई डू रिमेम्बर व्हेन आई वाज हार्डली 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. तो मे बी being a bachelor, being a single person, I'm more obsessed with thinking, more obsessed with the ideas, पुराने एल्बम को देखना। तो मुझे लगता है इसलिए मैंने पहले ही लिखा हुआ है इसमें, it's an uncut, unedited, original draft version written during the difficult times of my life. So don't go as if it is a complete thing. Maybe perhaps कभी complete book कोई आई एक ऐसी, जो कि रीडर्स के लिए मे बी परहैप्स और एक्सपेंसिव हो, SGSH पब्लिकेशंस की मे बी फिर उसमें बहुत बड़ी भागीदारी हो। सो बहुत मुश्किल है। फिर भी मैंने कोशिश की है आपको बताने की कि इट वाज अ नॉर्थ पोल साउथ पोल काइंड ऑफ relationship, but still we were somewhere, somehow there was a bonding, because it's a blood relationship. He was my father, I cannot deny that, and I am ultimately his son. So उसमें कोई वो नहीं है। तो ये तो डीएनए में है हम लोगों के, और ये तो ब्लड में है। तो इस रिलेशनशिप को मैं वर्ड्स में एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन इट वाज अ फ्रेंडली काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स, और इसीलिए हम लोगों में काफी मिक्स्ड तरह की कह सकते हो आप। यस।
Okay. So, when we talk about the contribution of a father, it is like in today's world, when we see and when we see it into the past times, right? I just want to know what are the differences that you see in the time zones, and according to that, the contribution of fathers and how it is acknowledged into the world, like today we are talking more about, like, majorly it happens that we talk more about the mother sacrifices, and fathers contribution are sometimes lagged behind. They are not much appreciated or talked about. So this is what I want to know from you. What are your opinions about it?
See, each factor is important in life.
Definitely.
Just by saying that the engine of a car is important, you cannot deny the importance of the wheels.
Yes.
The wheels of the car are equally important in as par with the engine. My first four teachers are my maternal grandparents and the paternal grandparents. My maternal grandmother, she shared her name with goddesses Lakshmi. And my paternal, मेरी जो नानी थी, that is the maternal grandmother, she shared her name with goddesses Saraswati, and father's mother, that is paternal grandmother, she shared her name with goddesses Lakshmi Devi and Saraswati Devi.
That's amazing.
I have been raised by both of them, mostly. मेरी नानी भी कहानी सुनाती थी और दादी भी कहानी सुनाती थी. और फिर मदर्स का रोल तो I think for every child, that's biologically and that's the laws of nature, that the child clings to the mother's chest like for everything, from your everything. I would say, like, I was a very weak child physically when I was born. In rural communities, the kind of facilities what we get in the cities, the nursing home facilities and the kind of medical facilities which are available in the major cities of the country, obviously that was not available at that time in 1977. Although तो माँ का रोल तो रहता ही है, और मेरे ख्याल से मेरी माँ का रोल, maybe perhaps when my father was alive, I used to criticize him openly because my mother is a homemaker, तो ज्यादा समय उनके साथ बिताने को मुझे मिला, quite obvious. तो she is very strict. मुझे आज भी याद है कि शाम को 7 से 9 अगर पढ़ने बैठना है इवनिंग में और मैं खेल रहा हूँ, when I was in class 3, when I was in class 4, when I was in 5, तो वो डंडा लेके घूमती थी, कहाँ गया. तो और मुझे अगर सारा दिन बुखार भी लगा हुआ रहे, अगर मैं स्कूल ना भी जाऊं, तो जो प्राइवेट ट्यूटर हैं तो उनसे तो पढ़ना ही है. तो आई वोंट से कि एक जॉइंट फैमिली में, इन जॉइंट फैमिली एवरीवन हैज अ रोल टू प्ले. सो माय ग्रैंडफादर, मेरी तो इच्छा हो रही कि मेरे ग्रैंडफादर के ऊपर मैं कुछ लिखूं, क्योंकि आई स्पेंड मोर टाइम, मुझे लगता है मैंने सबसे कम समय मैंने अपने फादर के साथ स्पेंड किया.
Okay.
Comparatively, when I compare, it means that I spend more time with my mother or grandfather or with other family members. लेकिन फादर जो थे, he was more obsessed with his work or maybe family challenges or other kind of issues. Because being the eldest son of the family, he had his own issues and all. बहुत सारी बातें हैं. तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरी जो पर्सनालिटी है इतनी डाइवर्स हो गई है, क्योंकि मेरे जो मेंटोर्स हैं वो सिर्फ प्रोफेशनल फील्ड से नहीं आते. जैसे मैंने कहा कि मेरी दादी, मेरी नानी, और मेरे ख्याल से आज के बच्चे, दिस जनरेशन, very unfortunate that they don't get that kind of mentors, like that kind of like environment. मतलब ये सब आज के जनरेशन्स वो गमले वाली पौधे वाली हो गई है कि वो they live very isolated life. और एक जंगल का जो पेड़ होता है वो हर एटमॉस्फेयर के लिए बना हुआ है। तो
हाँ,
पहले के फैमिली में 20-22 जन रहते थे और काफी गेट टुगेदर्स होती थी कि ये बुआ है, ये मासी है, ये चाची है, ये मामी है, एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ बॉन्डिंग वाज देयर।
yeah,
एंड एज आई हैव सेड कि my mother has been very influential uh, in all the ways, means her decision has always been, means, and last I think more than 30 years it has been a habit, मीन्स अब तो मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा अपने फादर, मैं सुबह उठ के जितने बजे भी उठूं, चाहे वेदर इट इज 6 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, touching the feet of my parents, that has been a ritual for me throughout. So maybe as a teenager I inculcated that habit. सो नाउ अभी एक अजीब तरह का कभी कभी मुझे घुटन इसलिए होती है क्योंकि मेरे फादर मीन्स लास्ट 10 years में जब थोड़ी उनकी एज हो गई थी और थोड़ा ज्यादा वो घर पे रहने लगे या टेलीविजन देखना, तो वो पानी का बोतल मेरे टेबल पे रखते थे, या फिर अखबार नीचे से लाके मेरे रूम में रख देते थे, या फिर आई ड्रिंक लेमन वाटर तो लेमन रख देते थे। तो मे भी मैंने बुक में लिखा है कि हम लोग, मेरे और मेरे फादर का जो रिलेशन है उसमें ज्यादा कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हुआ। इट वॉज ऑल थ्रू जेस्चर, इट वॉज ऑल थ्रू योर इमोशंस। वो मुझे कुछ कभी, मुझे नहीं लगता कभी उन्होंने आई लव यू बेटा मुझे कहा होगा, मे बी परहैप्स उनको समय नहीं होगा उनके पास, क्योंकि अगर पार्टी, मेरे बर्थडे पार्टीज भी रहती थी तो उनके लोग आते थे, तो ही वॉज मोर बिजी विद देम।
yes,
और मदर के साथ ज्यादा समय मुझे मिला है, एंड आई फील आई एम वेरी फॉर्चुनेट चाइल्ड, वेरी फॉर्चुनेट, और मोस्ट फॉर्चुनेट ऑन द प्लैनेट। कभी कभी मुझे लगता है कि द काइंड ऑफ फ्रीडम विच आई एंजॉय इन माई लाइफ, और जो जिंदगी मैंने जी है अभी तक, वो बहुत लोगों के लिए मुश्किल है। इसलिए मुश्किल है क्योंकि आई हैव ऑलवेज ऑलवेज, मतलब मुझे लगता है मैंने हमेशा, मेरे डिसीजंस हमेशा रहे हैं,
yeah,
मतलब वट एवर आई विश आई गो फॉर इट। तो कभी कभी मैं मदर को कहता हूँ कि देयर इज अ क्रिएटर इन द यूनिवर्स, ईदर he can some dictate terms on me as a god, as a supernatural power, or my mother. Otherwise मुझे तो कोई ऐसा इंसान नजर नहीं आता who can force me or ask me, because I, मुझे लगता है कि maybe as an academician, most of the people, they have become the part of the crowd. They are living very stereotype life, very common type of life. मतलब उनको सबकी जिंदगी ऑलमोस्ट एक ही जैसी हो गई है, ऑलमोस्ट। माय सिंसियर एडवाइस एंड रिक्वेस्ट and recommendation to everyone on the planet, that you must read this book, My Visit to Nandi Hills. Take it as a moral duty, as a moral responsibility, to go through the pages, which will act as a compass to navigate your life journey as a human. Happiness and sorrows
yeah,
are the integral part of human life. Challenges are the integral part of the human life. Nobody can avoid challenges. There is no human on the planet who has not gone through challenges, who has not gone through sorrow, who has not faced adversities.
indeed, yes,
This book will help you what you are seeking through different mechanisms. Some people, to overcome from depression, they drink wine, they go to movie halls, I'm not insisting that don't do all this, but reading is always the best option.
Definitely, yes.
Choosing, like if we have to choose vitamin C, it's always better instead of a tablet if we go for a orange.
Yeah,
So this book, you can take it as a medicine, as a compass, as a light,
yeah,
as a source of wisdom for all kind of challenges, all sort of.
yeah,
The fundamental challenge in any, for anyone, is mostly from the relationships, mostly.
yeah.
Be
Agree.
it a father son relationship,
Yes.
or a husband wife relationship, or a brother sister relationship, or any kind of friends relationship, because relationships are part of the society and the human journey. I have tried my level best to convey the message by integrating your history, polity, literature, science, spirituality, nature. Almost whatever you seek, you will get it.
Yeah.
So it's a must read book, and one must go through it. And I have done my duty, SGSH publication has done its duty,
Yeah.
and we all spend money. Maybe perhaps someone may think that okay, the price is a bit higher. I do not know whether it is higher or lower, because if you wish to get gold or
Mm.
diamonds, then the price is obviously good. So you
Yeah.
need to take into consideration so many pictures are there, more than 80 pictures are there, the paper quality and everything, all factors are
Yeah.
there. So it's worth paying. I would insist almost everyone,
Mm.
everyone from all cultures. You are a Muslim, you are a Hindu. Don't go as it that okay, this is a book on Lord Shiva, so I'm a Muslim, I cannot buy it, or I'm a Christian, I won't read it, or I'm a Sikh, a Punjabi, though. So what's the use in it? So it's not as if that someone may be
Yeah.
not a nature lover, maybe something differently. Your ideas are different. You are
Mm.
more fond with the cars, more fond with the luxuries. You are not connected with the nature. So in summary, it's a must read book for everyone, be it a student, be it a working professional, be
Yeah.
in academics, you are a politician, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, but ultimately you are a human. Ultimately you are a human, and when you are a human,
Yes.
you are bound to face the challenges. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So anything more? Like I'm very vocal. Like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Any
sir.
question? Yeah.
So
Mm.
yes, in your book, you have talked about Shaivism and you have talked about spirituality. So I want to know
Mm.
what is your definition of spirituality, and when we talk about Shaivism, how did it kind of impacted you, and like in our lives, the decisions we take and the way we develop and grow ourselves. There's a lot of role of spirituality and the guidance that we have got. So that is
Mm.
what I want to know from you. Like, how do you see Shaivism has affected your life? And what are the ideologies that you follow into your life?
See, there are three approaches of life.
Yeah.
One is when you choose a celibate life,
Okay.
an ascetic life,
Yeah. Hmm.
a life when you join ISKCON, when you join Belur Math, when you join the community of priests, you prefer to stay in a temple, you prefer to stay in a mosque, you prefer to
Yeah.
stay in Gurdwara, you prefer to stay in church. So one approach is asceticism. You are ascetic.
Yeah.
You avoid the marriage life, you avoid uh, family life, you avoid the comforts of life, you avoid the materialistic things are irrelevant for you.
Yes.
That is one approach. One approach is completely when you are more concerned with a temple, with a mosque, with a church, with a gurdwara,
Yes.
with any kind of like religion. So that is one fundamental approach, that you are not with the common masses. Your life is different.
Yeah.
You live a secluded life, an isolated life, a life of solitude, tranquility.
Yeah.
You read your scriptures, you read your holy books. Uh, Another life is a scientific life,
Yeah.
where mathematics comes, where
Hmm.
statistics is there,
Yeah.
where logic has to play its role, where evidence has to be there.
Yes.
There has to be proof about everything.
Yeah.
And the scientific community always go with rationality about the truth, because
Yeah.
ultimately we are all seeking truth. So there are two divergent things. Either one, you go to a forest, you become a hermit, you become a
Yeah.
like ascetic, you become a sadhu, sannyasi,
Mhm.
mahatma. uh, और आजकल तो साधु बाबा लोग हैं ही, कुंभ मेला से लेके एवरीवेयर, like people are there. So that is one approach when you are addicted to one religion, addicted I would say. And the another is that when you are in a scientific lab, and you go with your all equations and the formulas and your academic textbooks, and
Yes.
all your evidences and experiments are there. And
Yeah.
unless and until experiment is successful, some logic has to be there. Whether, means whether it is botany or geology or any kind of scientific discipline.
Hmm.
And and the one is the common man's life, that is the marriage life, where you have a wife, you have a children, you have in-laws,
Yeah.
you enjoy your vacation. So there are three approaches. Okay.
Yes.
So your question was about how do you see spirituality,
Yeah.
and how do you distinguish, and how do I distinguish with a religion. For me, religion is unscientific.
Okay.
For me, religion is irrational and illogical. If the religion has to be interpreted in the correct way, because no religion teaches you to hate another religion. That's what I have learned from the ideas of
Yes.
Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
Swami Vivekananda, 11th September 1893, in Chicago World Parliament Religion, in that Chicago speech, he said, I am proud to be a Hindu because my religion teaches that all religions are true. It is his words, it is not my words.
Yeah.
He said that I am a proud Hindu because my religion teaches that all religions are true. My religion doesn't teach to hate any other religion.
Yes.
And that's why
Hmm.
I have visited almost your recently in December, I visited St. Thomas Cathedral
Okay.
in Chennai, in Pallavaram. So my definition of spirituality is with humanism.
Okay. Yeah.
It has to be scientific. You
Indeed.
are
Has to.
spiritual if you can do service to the man. In the
Yeah.
words of Vivekananda, service to the man is service to God.
No.
So
Definitely.
so I would say my father was a Shaivite,
Yeah.
and he was an ardent devotee. He used to wear the silver locket in his neck, and he used to chant all slokas, all mantras, all like he was very much obsessed with Lord Shiva. And that's why I visited Nandi Hills.
Yeah.
I have a huge admiration and respect for Lord Shiva. Undoubtedly, I am a Hindu,
Yeah.
Hindu by birth. But I have a huge respect for other religions as well. I have visited Ajmer Sharif, I visit Dargah, I visit mosque,
Mhm.
I have been to Haji Ali Dargah, I have been three times Golden Temple in Amritsar, Patna Sahib in Patna, and then I have been to churches, because myself from ICSE background, so you
Yeah.
understand, my teachers, they were all Christians.
Yes.
Anthony sir, he was like, and I have read mostly from Shakespeare, mostly from Wordsworth, mostly from all ICSE curriculum. So my definition is spirituality is all about humanism, about love, about
Yeah.
peace, about tolerance, about about the betterment of the society and the mankind. So
Yes.
it cannot be like specifically that it has to be the one segment, because
Yeah.
ultimately we are all Homo sapiens. That's what I have mentioned in the book. That if someone asks about my ethnic credential and I feel confused, and I start saying, okay, my blood group is A positive, okay, I'm a Homo sapien,
Uh,
okay, and so how do I define if one has to ask who are you? So identity wise, so someone who's a mediocre mind, a very small mind. In this context, I would like to give one example. uh, Venkat Raman, he was the president of Republic of India.
yeah.
And R. Venkatraman, he was very aged at that time. I was small. I was watching his one interview. Maybe perhaps I was 10-year-old, 11-year-old,
Okay.
somewhere. He
Hmm.
was in the 80s. He was the president.
Yeah.
And someone asked him in the interview. I still do remember his line. Someone asked him, Ki, how do you define God? What is your assessment about God? And he said, my mind is too small to make a comment on God. It was his remark. The Honorable President of India,
Yeah.
R. Venkatraman, he said he was in 90s. He was
Yeah.
around 92, 91 around. And he said, my mind is too small to make a comment on God. So
Amazing.
don't make God a very
Yes.
small entity. That okay, this God is mine, that God is yours. So
Yeah.
my definition of God is something which cannot be explained, which cannot be understood,
Okay.
which cannot be defined. Where something
Mhm.
which you can understand, that is not God. So my definition of spirituality has to go with scientific and
Yeah.
religion. As I have said, ki I'm radical my views. So sometimes I tell my mother ki it is just because of you I'm still Hindu. Sometimes I feel I may get converted to Christianity and all. So because by education I am Christian. So it's very difficult. It's very difficult to explain these things because emotions and faith and beliefs are attached with this. So I visited Nandi Hills because it was a tribute to my father, and
Yeah.
ultimately he was a Shaivat. And I pics of almost everything is there. In my home, Lord Shiva's statues will be there. Obviously, I'm a Hindu family. Okay, but two Qurans are also there in my home.
Okay.
In my cupboard, if there is a Bhagavad Gita, just along with the Bhagavad Gita, Quran is also there.
Oh,
Other scriptures are also there. So my spirituality means service to all everyone. It's about mankind, it's about the humanity, it's about the whole world, it's about the Homo sapiens.
amazing.
It's about irrespective of geographical boundary, irrespective of cultural differences, because ultimately we are all Homo sapiens.
Amazing, sir. Okay. So, you have already qualified UPSC, which is, said to be the toughest examination twice.
Mm,
So, I want to
mm,
know from you, like this preparation itself imbibes a lot of things into a person and changes him
mm,
completely. So, I want to know from you,
mm.
what are the biggest changes that you have felt in yourself after this preparation, and what advice would you like to give to the students who are right now preparing for the UPSC.
No, UPSC is not an exam, it's a lifestyle. Civil
Yeah.
service is not a job.
Okay.
Civil service is not a job, it's a lifestyle. Once a soldier, you are always a soldier. It's not as if that, okay, I was there as a major or colonel, yesterday I was this.
Yeah.
When Lord Rama was moving in the forest bare feet, he was having the king of a heart.
Agreed. Yes. Mhm.
So it's not a job. It's 24 multiply 7 at 2 o'clock midnight when rest of the other people are sleeping and there is a riot in your city and you are the DM. It is you who is supposed to ring the chief minister.
Yeah.
So it's not 9 to 5 job that okay, I will punch my biometric card at 9 o'clock. I will come out from my office at 5 o'clock. Your residence itself is an office.
Indeed. Yeah.
So I when I was a child, And when I was reading all kind of books, mostly comic books or
Yeah.
story books, so I
Mm.
have enjoyed. Still, I do not feel that I have read something for preparation or something. I have enjoyed my journey.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so if, when you enjoy reading, see, when you see a family album, you enjoy. Okay, this is my uncle, this was my uncle's
Yeah.
father, this was my Nana ji, Dada ji, and all. When I was small, looking at the family album, you ask your family members, okay, who is this? You want to know your extended family.
Mm.
So when you want to know your country,
Yeah.
sometimes I get amazed when I ask the basic question from the students. You take a coin. You just take any coin, 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee coin, 5 rupee coin,
Mm.
and there is a term called Satyameva Jayate. I have mentioned that in my book, Satyameva Jayate, because my father derived the idea of Satya or truth from Raja Harishchandra. His idea of truth comes from Raja Harishchandra,
Yeah.
and my idea of truth comes from Satyameva Jayate. And UPSC had asked in 2014, 2014, 12 years ago, that where from this Satyameva Jayate has been taken.
Yeah.
And there are 108 Upanishad, 108 Upanishads we have.
Yes.
And out of 108 Upanishads, there is a Mundak Upanishad.
Yes.
But I ask my student that, okay, that's fine. There is a Mundak Upanishad and Satyameva Jayate is there.
Yeah.
But there is also a four-lion capital. That's the statue of four-lion.
Okay. Yeah.
Where is that situated? That image, the state emblem, which you see on every coin.
Mm.
Because since childhood we have been using the coins. When you go
Yeah.
to पुचका वाला घुगनी वाला हो eat any food
Yes.
eateries, जब हम लोग दुकान जाते थे बचपन में, और यू आर तो वेरी यंग जनरेशन, आप लोगों को तो वो नसीब नहीं हुआ. हम लोग बहुत जब छोटे थे, आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर एज अ किड, 6 साल 7 साल की मेरी उम्र रही होगी, और मुझे याद है उस जमाने में 10 पैसे और 20 पैसे और 25 पैसे वो चलता था. और अगर 10 पैसे की 10 टॉफी हो जाती थी, 1 पैसा करके, और जो रिक्शा वाला 1 रुपए में जो ले जाता था, आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर, जिसका अभी 30 रुपया हो गया है, तो वो इन्फ्लेशन है, दैट्स समथिंग सिलेबस ऑफ इकोनॉमिक्स, तो वो दूसरी जगह शिफ्ट हो जाएगा. तो मेरी जो जर्नी रही यूपीएससी के टाइम में, तो मैं 2:30 बजे रात को सोता था,
ओके.
और फिर मैं 3:30 बजे उस समय उठ जाता था.
आप सिर्फ एक ही घंटा सोते थे?
और मुझे मुझे अब मैं सोता भी था कि नहीं मुझे याद नहीं, क्योंकि किताबें मेरे लिए तकिए जैसी होती थी कि बेड पे, एंड आई स्टिल स्लीप विथ माय बुक्स, और बुक्स मेरे बेड पे हमेशा पहले भी रहती थी, अभी भी मेरे बेड पे बुक्स बहुत रहती हैं. और मैंने जो भी पढ़ा, वट एवर आई हैव लर्नड और वट एवर आई हैव रेड एंड गॉन थ्रू, तो मुझे मजा आया. मैंने 25 साल से मूवीज नहीं देखी है. मैं सिनेमा हॉल नहीं जाता.
ओके.
लास्ट 25 ईयर्स कोई मेरे लिए टिकट कटा ले, जबरदस्ती बुला ले कि चलो भाई देखना है, तो भी मैं 1 घंटे में ही निकल रहा हूँ. आई डू नॉट एंजॉय लाइक, गाने सुनने का मुझे बहुत शौक है. नीचे खाना खाने जाते हैं तो गूगल टीवी चल रहा होता है, कोई देख रहा है अगर, तो अदरवाइज आई एम नॉट वेरी फॉन्ड ऑफ वॉचिंग टेलीविजन, और नीदर आई एम फॉन्ड ऑफ वॉचिंग मूवीज, बिकॉज फिक्शन मुझे पसंद नहीं है. आई लिव इन द रियल वर्ल्ड. मुझे
Yeah.
नकली चीजों से बहुत परहेज है. नकली लोग, नकली चीजें
Mm.
और नकली बातें, मुझे नकली चीजें सही नहीं लगती. तो मुझे लगता है कि जो असली है, अल्टीमेटली आप पैसे से आम खरीदते हो तो आम ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. वो पैसे से ज्यादा तो आपको आम चाहिए,
जी.
या पैसे से ज्यादा आपको इलेक्ट्रिसिटी चाहिए. तो इसे हम इकोनॉमिक्स की भाषा में रियल फ्लोज और नॉमिनल फ्लोज कहते हैं, कि अल्टीमेटली आपको टूथपेस्ट चाहिए. आपको उस पैसे से क्या करोगे अगर आपको टूथपेस्ट ना मिले बाजार में.
हाँ.
तो एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वी नीड गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज, इकोनॉमिक्स की भाषा में. तो आपका प्रश्न था कि सिविल सर्विसेज में मेरी जो इच्छा थी, क्योंकि एक तो बिहारी एलिमेंट, लखीसराय, बोर्न इन लखीसराय, और सिविल सर्विस तो बिहार में है ही, दैट्स द फैक्ट्री ऑफ
Yeah.
लाइक आईएएस एस्पिरेंट्स. लेकिन बहुत लोग को इस बात का अफसोस होता है जब वो देखते हैं मेरे नंबर कि आई गॉट 999, और जब मैं यूपीएससी देता था तो मुझे लगता था कि जब मैं हिंदुस्तान में एग्जाम दे रहा हूँ तो मैं ही फर्स्ट आऊंगा, आई विल बी फर्स्ट, बिकॉज बाय बर्थ आई एम फर्स्ट, 1 अगस्त।
Okay.
तो तो मेरी जो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस जो थी, वो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस रह गई। और इस बात को मेरे फादर का बहुत दुख रहता था कि तुम स्टेट नहीं देते हो, तुम अपनी मनमानी करते हो, और तुम हमारे हिसाब से कुछ बात नहीं मानते हो। और जिसका मुझे, आई हैव डन लॉट्स ऑफ मिस्टेक्स इन माय लाइफ, आई डू एडमिट, आई डू एक्सेप्ट दैट। तो मैंने सिविल सर्विस में, मुझे नहीं लगता कि बहुत ही पैशनेटली मैंने पढ़ाई की। और लाइब्रेरी में मैं जाता था तो सारा दिन मैं लाइब्रेरी में ही बैठा रहता था। When I was a young boy of 22, 24, जो होता है अभी, तो I am in the wrong side of my age, like heading towards old age. लेकिन as an UPSC aspirant, I have enjoyed my journey.
Yeah.
और डॉक्टर भूरेलाल के बोर्ड में भी उन्होंने काफी इंसिस्ट किया था कि आप अपने इसमें फॉर्म में आप क्या लिख के लाए हो, ओनली आईएएस। और उनके पास एक रहती है डैफ जिसे कहते हैं, 24 पन्ने का फॉर्म होता है। उस 24 पन्ने के फॉर्म में यू राइट A to Z, वेयर योर फादर हैव वर्कड, एंड उनकी क्या संपत्ति है, आपके मदर के बारे में, फादर के बारे में, बचपन से आप कहाँ कहाँ रहे, क्लास 1 में क्या, कहाँ कौन सी स्कूल में थे, आपकी हॉबीज, आपके शौक, बहुत सारी चीजें 24 पन्ने की फॉर्म होती है। एंड देन यू आल्सो से अबाउट द कैडर एलोकेशंस, एंड यू टॉक अबाउट कौन से स्टेट्स में आप जाना चाहोगे, बहुत सारी। तो दे वर वेरी शॉक्ड कि आप ये क्या लिखा हुआ है, ओनली आईएएस, और तो कोई सर्विस का जिक्र नहीं है। तो आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल। मैंने कभी यूपीएससी को क्रिटिसाइज नहीं किया। आई एम वेरी थैंकफुल टू यूपीएससी, वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू यूपीएससी, बिकॉज यूपीएससी प्रोवाइडेड मी द फाउंडेशन। जो मेरी एकेडमिक फाउंडेशन है वो यूपीएससी की है। भले ही मैं टीचर हूँ या मैं फैकल्टी हूँ, लेकिन अगर कोई भी आईपीएस से उनको बोलना कि एक रविंदर सर है और आप आईपीएस हो, और उनका जो स्कोर था वो 999 था, तो आपको वो 150 नंबर मेरे से पीछे मिलेंगे, या 100 नंबर पीछे मिलेंगे। तो हर साल 150 आईपीएस इंडिया में रिजाइन देते हैं, और अभी भी तकरीबन 1000 सीट्स खाली है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट में लोग जाना नहीं चाहते हैं। 286 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स आर नक्सलाइट अफेक्टेड, वी हैव 820 डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स। और जब मैं जिस जिले में पैदा हुआ था वो जिला अभी 6 जिलों में बट गया है। यू नो, मस्ट बी नोइंग कि सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स का बाइफर्केशन डिविजन्स हो रहे हैं। तो जो कॉलोनियल जो हमारे दिमाग में है ब्रिटिश एरा के टाइम में, तो सिविल सर्वेंट्स हैव इवॉल्व ओवर द इयर्स फ्रॉम रेगुलेटेड टू फैसिलिटेटेड। तो अभी कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड बढ़ रही है, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस आ रहा है, बैंगलोर है, हैदराबाद, गुड़गांव, नोएडा, पुणे एंड ऑल, एंड वी आर नाउ इन द एरा ऑफ ग्लोबलाइजेशन। तो पहली वाली बात वो रही नहीं। पहले के जो डीएम कलेक्टर्स थे वो बड़े पावरफुल होते थे, वो अपनी मनमानी करते थे। और जब मुझे लगा कि ये मनमानी करने नहीं देंगे तो फिर ज्वाइन करने का कोई मतलब नहीं बनता है। अगर कोई मुझे डिक्टेट करे, तो आई वाज वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड पर्सन एंड आई सिंपली रिफ्यूज्ड। और सेकंड टाइम भी वही हुआ कि फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो था, डॉक्टर बाला गुरु स्वामी जी का बोर्ड था, तो उनको पता ही था कि ये फिर आ गया, ये बंदा फिर आ गया। तो मैंने कहा, मेरा पहला ही क्वेश्चन उनका था कि व्हाट हैपेंड ऑन 6 दिसंबर 1992। पहला क्वेश्चन था मुझसे कि व्हाट हैपेंड ऑन 6 दिसंबर 1992, एंड आई सेड बाबरी मस्जिद डेमोलिशन टुक प्लेस। तो उस बोर्ड ने मुझसे पूछा था व्हाट आर योर व्यूज ऑन दैट। तो मेरा यही सीधा सा था कि इट्स ए ब्लैक डे इन द इंडियन डेमोक्रेसी, इट्स वेरी अनफॉर्चुनेट, वेरी रिग्रेटेबल। तो जब मेरे फादर से नहीं बनती थी तो फिर यूपीएससी से कहाँ बननी थी। तो लेकिन आई हैव अ ह्यूज रेस्पेक्ट फॉर यूपीएससी। यूपीएससी इज रियली गुड। लेकिन मुझे लगता है पेपर बड़े इजी आ रहे हैं, थोड़े और टफ होने चाहिए। क्योंकि हम लोग के टाइम में, नहीं, हम लोग के टाइम में मोबाइल नहीं था, इतनी इंटरनेट की फैसिलिटी नहीं थी कि गूगल उठाओ और यूट्यूब कर लो और कुछ भी मिल जाता था, ऐसा नहीं था। हम लोग फॉर्म पे अपना फोटो चिपका के एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में जाते थे। और आप लोग तो डिजिटल इतना बढ़ गया है इंडिया अभी कि घर बैठे बैठे आपको, और मैं आपको बताऊं कि एक बार तो ऐसा हुआ 20 साल पहले, 2006 वाले बैच का मैं बता रहा हूँ, अभी तो 2026 चल रहा है। उसमें वो लोग रिजल्ट निकालते थे, फाइनल रिजल्ट निकलता था 2006 का। जो फाइनल रिजल्ट है, 2006 फाइनल रिजल्ट वाज डिक्लेयर्ड 6 o'clock evening Friday, 6 o'clock evening Friday 2006 के मई महीने में. On you had just 1 day gap for your prelims examination of Saturday. Sunday morning 9 o'clock you are supposed to appear in your exams. So we are the product of those era जहां पे यूपीएससी कोई प्रीलिम्स का आंसर की नहीं बताता था. कोई कोई हम लोग के पास कोई लिमिट भी नहीं होती थी. जो हम लोग मेंस एग्जाम देते थे तो उसमें जो ऑप्शनल पेपर था उसमें 3 घंटे में मैंने 77 पेजेस लिखे थे. और दूसरा दिन आई टोल्ड माई मदर कि मुझे लगता है कि मेरे जो फिंगर है वो फ्रॉस्ट बाइट से मेरी 2-3 फिंगर खत्म हो गई है. इसका जस्ट कीप ऑन प्रेसिंग माई राइट हैंड बिकॉज आई वाज फीलिंग कि जैसे नम हो जाता है ना पूरा हाथ, तो वैसा वैसा हो गया था. तो समटाइम्स आई फील कि यूपीएससी ने मेरे आंसर स्क्रिप्ट के साथ किया क्या होगा, क्योंकि मैंने उसमें 7 वर्ल्ड मैप्स ड्रॉ किए थे जनरल स्टडीज पेपर में. When they used to ask about the global warming, then I used to draw the diagrams of the whole world, that too in the flat portion, like, and mentioning about that this is China, this is Russia, this is India, this is Europe, this is Australia, this is like Latin America, and giving all in figures in percentage wise that you get it. और आजकल तो लोग नोट्स पढ़ के उनको चाहिए, और यही कारण है कि आईपीएस आईएएस बनने के बाद लोग सुसाइड कर रहे हैं और इतने डरे डरे रहते हैं, और लोगों को ट्रांसफर इतना होता है. और पहले के स्ट्रांग लोग होते थे. मुझे ऐसा फील होता है कि आजकल तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूँ कि अच्छे लोग आ रहे हैं, लेकिन अभी सीट्स भी बहुत बढ़ गई है. हम लोग के टाइम में 3,000 लोग प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाई करते थे. 3,000 लोग प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाई करते थे. 1,000-1,200 लोगों का इंटरव्यू होता था. 2002 के बैच में आई रिमेम्बर I think Ankur Garg or someone who topped. So total selection was around 200 something.
Yeah.
When I was aspirant, तो उस समय कितना वही 400 के आसपास, 400 450. और अभी तो सीट्स इतनी ज्यादा हो गई हैं, ऑलमोस्ट 1200 के आसपास जा रही है, तो 3 times more. And you have a technological advantage. And if you really use the phone in your favor, then I would advise कि, तो मुझे लगता है कि learning has been throughout a kind of like passion for me. तो कुछ लोगों को ज्वेलरी अच्छा लगता है, कुछ लोगों को अल्कोहल अच्छा लगता है. some people run for money, few people run for like मुझे किताबें अच्छी लगती हैं. I love my books, और and I love everything. Everything means एनी सब्जेक्ट, कोई भी. और यूपीएससी के जर्नी में मुझे काफी कुछ सीखने को मिला, जानने को मिला. और जब मुझे पता चला बहुत सारे इनसाइड स्टोरी जो बाहर के लोगों को पता नहीं है, जो को पब्लिक डोमेन में लोग बात नहीं करते, और ये पब्लिक प्लेटफॉर्म में मैं आपको बता भी नहीं सकता. देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स विच वी कैन नॉट शेयर, नहीं तो मेरे लाइफ पे थ्रेट हो जाएगी. ऐसी मेरे लाइफ पे अभी तक 4 बार थ्रेट्स हो चुकी हैं. Okay, 4 life threats already. I have lots of enemies. Okay, so you cannot say, you cannot say the truth. The truth is naked. There is a story ना, 2 बहनें थी और उसमें जो ट्रुथ थी वो कुएं में चली गई. उनके कपड़े जो लायर जो थी वो लेके भाग गई. तो जो सच्चाई है वो बहुत मुश्किल है. तो वो बहुत मुश्किल है जो सच्चाई है उसको बोल पाना. तो फिर भी मैंने अपने बुक में बहुत कुछ कोशिश की है लोगों को बताने की कि आप कनेक्ट करो एक क्रिएटर के साथ, एक नेचर के साथ, एक डिविनिटी के साथ. और जो पेड़ होते हैं, जो हमारे सनराइज होते हैं, सनसेट होते हैं, ये सब भी टीचर है हमारे. योर टीचर इज योर नेचर इज योर ग्रेटेस्ट टीचर. अगर आप नेचर को रीड कर पाओ तो रेनी सीजन एंड एवरीथिंग. तो मैंने लिखा है अपनी किताब में. मुझे लगता है कि मैं सब कुछ तो ओवर द ये इस सेशन में नहीं बोल पाऊंगा. और जो लोग भी इत्मीनान से किताब को पढ़ेंगे, और जो हम लोग तो भाई हर एक every word of your this book is just like a grape. Every word is like a grape. So chew it and taste it and feel it and digest it and really enjoy it. And जैसे मैं किताबें पढ़ता हूँ तो I really enjoy book. तो आपको लगता है, मुझे नहीं लगता सिविल सर्विस की प्रिपरेशन हाफ हार्टेडली नहीं हो सकती। जिनको लगता है कि ये पार्ट टाइम काम है कि मैं थोड़ा सा पढ़ूंगी या पढ़ूंगा और हो जाएगा, क्योंकि इट्स अ ह्यूज सिलेबस। इसमें तो सब कुछ है, आप सबको पता है कि इसमें हिस्ट्री भी है, ज्योग्राफी भी है, पॉलिटी भी है, इकोनॉमिक्स भी है। इसमें ऑलमोस्ट सब कुछ है, तो आपको थोड़ा उस हिसाब से टाइम देना पड़ेगा।
Yeah.
और सबसे बड़ी बात, यू हैव टू एंजॉय द स्टडी। यू हैव टू एंजॉय द स्टडी, दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। इफ समवन इज एंजॉयिंग द
Amazing.
स्टडी तो फिर कोई।
Yeah.
हाँ, ये। और बताइए।
Thank you
और
so much, sir. It was
तो मेरे ख्याल।
really, yes, sir.
हाँ, so anything more?
No, sir,
बहुत
I
ज्यादा
think no, it was really amazing interviewing you. Got to learn a lot from you. So my last question to be like from you is, how was your experience with SGSH publications? Just talk about it, and
No,
also if
I
you have
am.
any,
Uh,
yeah,
I am satisfied. I am happy. I am delighted,
okay,
and I am very thankful, grateful. Already, I have sent the testimonial video to
yeah,
Divya madam and Sakshi madam, and I don't have words to express. The picture quality is really good. The presentation is good. Uh, and almost everything, the formatting and the design and the font size. And I'm very happy and very impressed to see the sketch. I have seen one sketch of Nandi Hill has been made in the very initial pages, just by the side of the title. Just
yes,
you go through the
yeah,
first 2 3 pages and you see a kind of sketch has been prepared and created,
yeah.
where your elevation and a
Mm.
visit to Nandi Hills, and that's give a very good feel. Like, and
Thank you so much,
I
sir.
think my best wishes for this fifth year. I think fifth year is going on to SGSH
Yes,
publication, and I have already promised that I may come up with another book, but I have lots of teaching assignments,
yeah,
pending teaching assignments, lots of research assignments is there. But I will definitely come with a second book, and I think
sure,
if I go with a semi-autobiographical series, and that will give a kind of like a good kind of idea. This is one aspect only with my father, another aspect with my grandfather, or some other aspect for other kind of like a story. So I am really very grateful to the entire team members of SGSH publication for publishing such a wonderful book. And I think that they have done a really, means I don't have words. They have done a duty. They have taken it
thank
just
you
like
so much.
religiously. And my sincere thanks to them, best wishes to them, especially to the CEO, your founder, Divya ma'am, and Sakshi ma'am, and Jyoti ma'am, and also Ankita madam is hosting. So also thanks to Ankita ma'am. So I think all of you, new generation, new blood, young and full of energy, full of exuberance, full of your what to say, all zeal and enthusiasm is there. So go and conquer the world. You are having all digital platform. You can. You are helping me a lot in this. I'm first time giving this kind of authors interview. Although we have an interaction, but
Yeah,
those mostly with the technical issues,
yes,
not like talking about Shaivism and all,
yeah,
and talking about your father and family. And as it is a semi-autobiographical work, so obviously these things will come up. Lord Shiva doesn't need my kind of explanation. Everybody knows about Shivratri. Everybody knows that he is like the original god of India. And let us read. Like, if you read the book, although I have written it, I also love to read, and everybody should read. And I would suggest you also that you also become a good, like, if you read, go through. And I think people will love it. And you have to be like a genuine reader, voracious reader. Try to find the message in between the lines, because I cannot write means
yes,
I cannot write everything very openly, but in between the lines you will find some hidden messages as well, and that will indicate you, that will stimulate you, encourage you to go for the higher dimensions of truth. So thanks a lot to
thank you so
everyone in the
much.
SGSS publication. My best wishes to all of you, and heartfelt thanks. And let's see, when do we meet again? And hopefully
Sure.
with the second book, maybe sometime later. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful interview.
Okay.
Got to learn a lot from you, and I know that our audience
Mm,
are going to learn and enjoy this interview a lot. So, thank you so much for
mhm.
your precious time and for this wonderful interview. Thank you, sir.
No, thanks to everyone. Thank you.